This is TWiT.
Well, the big news today is that Apple has given us a date, and it's Friday, that you can order the M2 MacBook Pro, not the MacBook Air. 9 a.m. Friday.
5 a.m.
Yeah. So,
The old model with a new chip.
yeah, that's because they didn't have to redesign it at all, right? So they just,
Yeah, they just wanted people who would still buy it because they still want the fan to be able to do persistent workloads over 20 minutes. And they just didn't want them to still get the M1. They figured they might as well get the latest chip if they're going to still buy a computer, which is nice. I like that. I think they should always keep the stuff upgraded.
Good.
Modern.
Yeah. Touch bar, though, I'm sorry. Might as well give us the butterfly keyboard. Yeah, and I'm sure it won't. So this is the one to get if you think you're going to do work that requires sustained throughput, sustained full CPU speeds.
But not enough for an actual Mac Pro. That's a weird sort of, like the little sliver that this exists in is that the MacBook Air isn't quite enough for you because you've got enough stuff that just lasts maybe 30 minutes, but also you don't want to carry a 14-inch MacBook Pro around with you, which would give you way more capabilities. And also you don't care about the extra ports or the ability to run more than one external display. And like I know that's not nothing. I know it's not nobody, but it feels... And I know feels over fax is the worst thing, but that seems like a very narrow customer.
Well,
but it's the second most popular laptop, so what do I know?
Oh, really? It almost. I bought one when the M1 came out, and Lisa has it now when I got the MacBook Pro 14-inch. But
it's way cheaper.
I'm not honestly not tempted this time. Am I right not to be tempted? Is this faster than my M1 14-inch MacBook Pro?
No.
Maybe marginal.
Single core. Single core it is.
Yeah.
Do we know what the single core clock speed is faster, or just the microcode is faster, is more efficient?
No, the clock. So you've got uplift just because you have the N5P process generation that gives you 5%. It's a 5% frequency boost. A15 already had that, so this might be a little bit higher than that. So up to about 10%. And then the cores have new microarchitecture. They went from Ice Storm and Firestorm to Blizzard and Avalanche. And so the E-cores are about 30% faster, which is a pretty big deal because it means they can do more work and you don't have to engage the performance cores. So those are massively faster. And then the P-cores, because a lot of their gains are through cache, it varies from about 3% to about 25% depending on the latency of the workload you're doing. But all told, like they said, 18% uplift on the...
They've given it more cache. That's always a good thing. Right?
The whole system has more cache. The P cores, the performance cores, have individually more cache.
Okay.
And the crazy thing to me is that they did all that and made it more efficient than M1. So like they can put all this extra, like it's got more transistors. It's like 25% bigger, and it still has the same battery life, which like I think like it's easy. People forget this. Like a lot of times people complain that performance isn't higher. Performance is really easy. All you have to do is increase voltage. They could make like the fastest chips in the world tomorrow if all they wanted to do was increase voltage, didn't care about battery life or performance off power or the size of the enclosure, the noise of the fan, any of that. But to increase performance and increase efficiency is really, really hard. So I am liking the M2 quite a lot now.
I would think that's what a Mac Pro though might do, is say, okay, TPU be damned, full speed ahead.
4 dies. I mean, that's going to be a lot of power no matter how. It'll be less power than an NVIDIA 3090, but it'll be a huge amount of power from Apple.
Right. 20 billion transistors, as you said, 25% more, and 20 hours of battery life.
And LPDDR5, so you have much higher memory bandwidth, and you also have access to LPDDR5
although
memory.
the DDR5 did arrive in the Mac Studios, didn't it? I think they have.
It came with the Mac Pros and the Mac Studios, but like that's the thing. I think people like they look at the M1 and they just think, oh, the other ones were extra M1s, and now we know what M2 is. We know what M2 Pro and Max will be. But Apple didn't just scale out the cores. Like the M2 added the rendering, or the M1 Pro added the rendering engine. It added LPDDR5. It added very specific things that made it way better than just a bigger M1.
Right.
So I'm super interested to see how if M2 gets the same sort of, like maybe some A16 IP in there somewhere, maybe another feature, another specific silicon block we haven't thought about yet. I'm excited, Leo.
Who should order on Friday? Somebody with an
People
Intel
who were
Mac.
going to buy, someone who was going to buy because of cost and size, someone who was going to buy the M1 MacBook Pro anyway, decided for whatever reason the M2 Air isn't enough for them, and they're just going to get the extra chip. Like you're buying the same laptop you were going to buy last week, you're just getting the better chip.
If you want a touch bar,
yes,
that would be a reason. If you want sustained throughput greater than the MacBook Air. In other words, was 20 minutes the cutoff? If you're going to
20 minutes is about the cutoff.
If you're going to keep that processor maxed for more than 20 minutes because it has a fan, you're going to want
If it's bursty
the
workloads,
Pro.
it's no different. But if it's sustained workloads over 20 minutes, then yeah, you'll want the fan.
The fan is or what they call
the active cooling.
Yeah, let's get that. Let's get that straight. So they're not. I mean, I wonder if they're shipping this a little early. Remember, they said it was going to be next month. The pre-orders would begin because they know this is not going to. The people are. Why are they doing this early?
It's in stock. Like the parts
they
are
have
in
it.
stock.
They made it. They could make it.
Might as well move it. Yeah.
There's nothing
Okay.
new they're waiting for.
Okay, got it.
I mean, you also have
take the money that people are handing to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're near the end of the quarter, so you might as well not
that's
wait
true.
for another week.
June 30th
so
is it? Yeah.
solid 15 days of orders there. So
Yeah.
so that's something that you can put in the report. So.
I did, Leo. I have to admit, embarrassingly, I did see Johnny Cerrugi. I got to say hello, and I acted like it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
it was like my
fanboy.
most
Oh, no, I'd
embarrassing
fanboy.
fanboy moment.
Yeah.
I don't do that for many people. I feel like John Gianandrea. If I'd seen him, I've done that once before. And Johnny Cerrugi, I just
Me too. Tim Cook, okay, fine. But Johnny Cerrugi, now we're...
Tim Cook is he's wonderful. They're like the weird thing about Apple executives is they are exactly like they are on stage in person. Like that is just how they are. And it's always a little bit unsettling because you figure the stage is an act, and then they talk to you exactly the same way. But like they're all super nice and stuff. But like I'm a huge silicon nerd, and I see the guy who's like changed the way I think about silicon. And I was a little bit fanboyish.
Don't be fooled. I'm the same way in person as I am on the air, and it's all an act. If you knew me, you'd hate me. Or maybe you'd love me. I don't know. Maybe you'll hate me now. I don't know.
I play Pokemon Go more in real life than I do on camera. I'm just saying.
Get out of my way. I see there's a new thing Lisa wants me to get that everybody has, but she doesn't have it yet. I don't
Lisa
know.
and I became buddy friends. We get to have a special trade next time I see her.
Yay. Special trade time.
Yep.
That's so special.
Come on, Leo. I'll be jealous. We'll be special friends
I'm
eventually
jealous.
as well.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.